So ever since I did that run speedrun, link in the description, I've been really wanting to do another one. So I started looking up games that might be fun to speedrun, and came upon this game called Pou, whatever. So I looked at it and immediately thought to myself, wow, this is the easiest game ever. So I decided to speedrun it, and I was wrong. Brutally wrong. Well then, without any further ado, let's actually get into the speedrun. Or better yet, speed runs. Because my cocky self decided to speedrun all of the minigames in the survive category of Pou. So like the name says, we have to survive for as long as possible. The longer, the better.
That's right, folks. Remember, longer is in fact better.
Hey, what are you doing here?
Well, you haven't done a board meeting in a while, and I was feeling left out. So I came to watch you fail. And oh my god, that's a piece of shit, eyes.
Alright, you know what? We're starting the speedrun. So, like I mentioned before, we're going to be doing the survive category, which has 11 minigames, and yes, we will be going for the world record on each of them. First minigame is going to be Jet Pou, which is basically Pou flying around in a little jetpack through wooden pillars. If anyone remembers Flappy Bird, it's basically that. Oh, and since we're doing the survive category, the time ends when we lose, like right about now. Our final time for Jet Pou is 4 minutes and 41 seconds, which puts us at 8th place. Okay, maybe I'm not the best at Jet Pou, but it's fine, because I'm a lot better at the next minigame, which is Hill Drive. So, originally I was horrible at this minigame. In fact, it was one of my worst. Basically, you have to drive the car through this bumpy terrain. Only issue is, this car is super sensitive and will flip with the slightest touch. Or so I thought. See, you can actually upgrade the car to make it actually doable. And, yeah, it took me a while to realize that. But yeah, we go through as much of the terrain as fast as possible, collecting the timers to get more time. We end up with a final time of 4 minutes and 52 seconds, which puts us in 3rd place. We missed 2nd place by 5 seconds, and okay, I don't know how he got 21 minutes. Some people are crazy good at this game. Next up, we actually have 2 minigames, since, well, they act very similarly. We got Tumble and Freefall. In Tumble, we try to go down the path as fast as possible, avoiding the rocks and passing through the moving platforms as quickly as possible until the border catches up to us. In Freefall, it's very similar. You're constantly falling and you're trying to avoid the big, heavy, dangerous clouds. No, the clouds are bad. There we go. Yeah, alright. So, yeah, we just fall and avoid the clouds, and I should probably mention that the majority of these games require you to either go as fast as possible, or, in this case, the game will actually speed up for you. It actually gets pretty intense. You'll see what I mean soon enough. Anyway, in Tumble we got a score of 4 minutes and 21 seconds, putting us in 12th place. And in Freefall we get a score of 6 minutes and 40 seconds, putting us in 25th place. Okay, that's horrible. That's not even close to the world record. Alright, let's see here. What's the world record? Oh, it's only 2... Oh. So I quickly realized that I was good at the minigames that required quick movements and reaction time. But patience and constant application, on the other hand, was harder for me. Speaking of minigames that I'm good at, next minigame was Water Hop. Now, the way this game works is you gotta go either 1 step or 2 steps depending on the floaties in front of you. It's actually pretty hard since you have to go as fast as possible while also thinking of every jump you make. Surprisingly, we actually end up with a score of 1 minute and 26 seconds, which puts us in 3rd place. Pretty good. After that, we got Skyhop, another one where I'm pretty good at. So the gist of this one is moving as fast as possible upward and making sure you don't misstep. Now, while I like this minigame, the RNG is kinda bad. See, if you don't get all the timers, you're not going to get a world record, no matter how fast you go. And unfortunately, sometimes you just can't get a timer, either due to your path or your position. This is one of the minigames that I played the most, and I still couldn't get the world record. But we did end with a time of 3 minutes and 24 seconds, which does put us in 8th place. Next up is Pet Walk, where we have to get rid of the debris in our way by swiping up, down, or right. Up for the clouds, down for the hills, and right for the trees. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty bad at this one, but we do finish with a score of 3 minutes and 22 seconds, which puts us in 13th place. And yeah, I don't know how he did this for an hour, that's crazy. Our next minigame is Food Drop, in which the food drops.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know what to say, that's pretty much it. Eat the food and make sure that it doesn't fall on the ground, but be careful not to eat a CD disc or horseshoe or you lose. Miss 8 foods and you also lose. Our final time ended up being 6 minutes and 50 seconds, which puts us in 17th place. Again, this game is more about consistency and lasting a long time, and well, I'm not good at lasting a long time.
You're not good at lasting a long time, huh?
No, I'm not. Shut it! We started off with 11 minigames, and now we're down to 3. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous. But I'm determined to get that world record. Next up, we got Cloud Pass, and this minigame is a perfect example of something that looks really easy and is actually really brutal. Basically, you gotta keep going through the cloud tunnel, and if you touch the clouds, you lose. Issue is, you have to constantly tap or hold in order to balance yourself. My best time was 4 minutes and 29 seconds, which puts us at 8th place. And honestly, I don't even know how, because I tried doing it again and I couldn't even get past 2 minutes. So yeah. And unfortunately, this next one is my most hated minigame. Here we got Cliff Jump. The whole premise is Poe is on a skateboard and he has to jump past cliffs. We also don't see the cliffs that are coming up ahead, so we can't react to them. And since, like I said, I'm very reactive, I can't really excel at this game.
Hey kids, can you spell excuses?
What? That's not an excuse.
E-X-C-U.
Okay, fine, I'm bad at the game.
There we go.
Well then, that means there's only one minigame left. Cliff Dash. My final shot at a world record. I won't lie, I'm not bad at this game. In fact, I've saved it for last because it quite literally is my trump card. Here you are on your skateboard and have to dodge every obstacle that comes your way. This ranges from rolling boulders to stones to holes. Also, did I mention that it progressively gets faster? Now, I did this a few times and got impressive times. 5 minutes and 56 seconds, 7 minutes and 3 seconds, and 7 minutes and 49 seconds. The world record being 8 minutes and 29 seconds. I knew it could be done, but since it gets a lot faster later on, a few seconds feels like an eternity. Nevertheless, I was determined to get that world record. I tried several runs and failed. A lot. Like a lot. And then I did this one run and it started off pretty well. I was at the 5 minute mark, then the 6 minute mark, and when I got to the 7 minute mark, I knew the world record was a possibility. My heart was absolutely racing. Then, before I knew it, I got to 7 minutes and 30 seconds. Then, to 8 minutes. This was the first time that I got to 8 minutes. In fact, besides the current world record holder, no one else had gotten to 8 minutes before. By now my screen was moving so fast, I could barely react to anything at all. Which might seem like an exaggeration, but I promise you, it felt very real. But by now, I knew I was either going to make it or lose it all. Final seconds now. It was down to the wire, and we do it. We had surpassed the world record, finishing off with a time of 8 minutes and 41 seconds, which meant we were now the new current world record holder. This is my first world record, so I am very happy to say the least. Honestly, I love this game, and it was way more fun and challenging than I initially thought it would be. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next one. Later.